ছোট করে নেব। আচ্ছা আচ্ছা আমরা in the last class in the principle of surgery we started the topics of blood transfusion. I try to complete the remaining parts of the topics today. তোমরা কি এই যে পড়ানোর পর কি একটু বই দেখছো পড়ছো তোমরা? হ্যালো কথা বলো কিন্তু কথা বলবা।
Yes, sir.
The books.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Have you gone through the books regarding the topics of blood transfusion?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we try to cover the remaining parts, going to the parts already we have covered. So definitely by this time you could realize what is transfusion or what is blood transfusion. The blood transfusion means the transfer of blood or blood product from one person into the blood stream of another person. So this is simple. That is whenever we transfer blood or its any component, any parts from one person into the blood stream of another person. This is called blood transfusion, and the blood who going to donate it is called donor, and who is going to receive it is called recipient. So this is blood transfusion. And already I have mentioned that transfusion today's does not achieve in a single day. It takes a long history to come to this point of safe blood transfusion. Some of the points you should remember that in 1818, James Blundell, who performed the first successful blood transfusion in human being, এক্ষেত্রে one person received blood from her husband in a situation of postpartum hemorrhage, and these individuals survived, and it was a example of first blood transfusion in human being. But it was a direct blood transfer. This is James Bundle. This is the example of first blood transfusion from one person directly to the another person in 1818. But blood transfusion became a scientifically successful one in the history from the discovery of the blood group antigen, particularly ABO blood group antigen in 1901 by Karl Landsteiner, who described the ABO blood group antigen. This is the Karl Landsteiner, an Australian physician, discovered the first human blood group. And he won the Nobel Prize for this purpose in the 20th century. Later on, in 1914, Albert Hustin, a Belgian physician, performed the first non-direct blood transfusion, taking or using sodium citrate as an anticoagulant. That is, blood is collected, it is preserved in a bag containing anticoagulant, and then it is transfused to another person. That is the first non-direct blood transfusion in the year of 1914. That is Hustin. And subsequently, the British Red Cross popularized this blood transfusion. And finally, in 1939, research system is discovered and blood transfusion considering the blood group antigen ABO and RH antigen, it became a safe and effective procedure. তোমরা জানো by this time blood group grouping. There are two major blood group system, ABO system, and according to system, blood groups are A, B, AB, and O. And RH system, RH positive, RH negative. According to ABO system, the A, B, two specific type of antigens are present on the cell surface of the RBC. If A antigen is present, this belongs to A group. If B antigen is present, this is B group. If both the A and B antigen are present, AB group. If none of these are present, O group. And you know, in the serum of the blood, the corresponding antibodies will be, that is, A blood group does not contain A antigen, A antibody. It contains B antibody. Accordingly, AB blood does not contain any antibodies. O blood, as it does not contain any antigen, it contains both the antibodies. This is the example of the blood group. O positive, O negative, A positive, A negative, B positive, B negative, AB positive, AB negative. Negative means it does not contain any RH antigen. What are the different types of blood product? Though we readily can see blood as a whole, but on the functional point of view, these blood can be separated into different functional components. So these are called the components of the blood or blood products. The blood products are, number one, whole blood, that is as it remains in the intact cardiovascular system, consisting of plasma, blood cell. Blood cell means RBC, WBC, platelet. Plasma means it contains fluid, plasma proteins, others. So whole blood. The whole blood is used for replacement of the lost blood or ongoing loss. It is collected in a bag containing anticoagulant so that it does not coagulate. CPD or others anticoagulant can be used. It can be stored in refrigerator at a temperature of 4 to 6 degrees Celsius. And it has a shelf life about 3 to 5 weeks. That is, in refrigerator, it can be stored up to 3 to 5 weeks. Second component of the blood products are the packed red cell. Packed red cell, it is used mainly for the correction of anemia, while volume is a problem. Packed red cell are spun down and concentrated packs of the red blood cell. Whenever we keep a bag of blood for few minutes, the RBC settle down and the plasma will goes up. So this is packed red cell, and each unit is about 330 ml. It can be stored like blood 2 to 6 degrees Celsius in some anticoagulant, ASAGM solution, saline, adenine, glucose, mannitol solution. Shelf life is like that of the whole blood. Approximately 5 weeks can be stored in the refrigerator. Third one is fresh frozen plasma. Fresh frozen plasma, this is used mainly for the treatment of coagulopathy. It is rich in coagulation factors. Coagulation factor, particularly factor 8, 9, and others. So whenever there is defect in coagulation factor like hemophilia, this can be corrected temporarily or by transfusing fresh frozen plasma, and it has to be stored at a very low temperature, minus 40 to minus 50 degrees Celsius. Shelf life is about 2 years. That is, we can preserve it for about 2 years after reconstructing this fresh frozen plasma. Cryoprecipitate. This is rich in fibrinogen and factor VIII. So these are used in fibrinogen deficiency and in factor VIII deficiency. It is supernatant precipitate of fresh frozen plasma. It also stored at a very minus degree temperature, minus 30 degree Celsius. Shelf life is like that of the fresh frozen plasma, 2 years. Platelet. Platelet is used in case of thrombocytopenia and in patient with aspirin or clopidogrel therapy who needs emergency surgery. Suppose a patient start bleeding due to a significant decrease in the platelet count. আমরা জানি normal platelet count 1.5 lakh থেকে 4 lakh per cubic millimeter blood, but in some condition including dengue fever, platelet decreased, and whenever they are decreased less than 30,000, there will be starting of bleeding. Whenever it decreases less than 10,000, there might be spontaneous bleeding. That bleeding can be controlled by platelet concentrate. Sometimes patient is taking aspirin and other antiplatelet drugs. If he or she needs emergency surgery to counteract this platelet suppression, we can use or give platelet concentrate during emergency surgery to prevent or control undue bleeding. Complex concentrate, these are used mainly for the reversal of the anticoagulant therapy. Suppose the patient is receiving anticoagulant, he needs emulsion, and in this situation, concentrate should be given. This prothrombic complex concentrate contain plasma with the coagulation factor 2, 9, 10, factor 8. These are so important to control the bleeding in a patient for operation who is receiving anticoagulant therapy. So already we have mentioned that the blood components are maybe whole blood, maybe packed cell, maybe fresh frozen plasma, maybe cryoprecipitate, maybe platelets, and lastly prothrombin complex concentrate. So we have to use this component according to situation, clinical situation. So on that ground, what are the types of blood transfusion? আমরা বুঝতে পারলাম যে in the process of blood transfusion, we can give whole blood, we can give RBC, we can give platelets, we can give plasma and others. So according to the types of component, blood transfusion can be whole blood transfusion, transfusion of RBC, transfusion of platelet, transfusion of plasma. Indication আমরা বলেছিলাম in the last class, acute blood loss to replace the blood volume, to for the anemia before operation, chronic anemia, control of bleeding disorder, and to remove the antibodies in case of erythroblastosis fetalis. Blood transfusion. Contraindication, there is no absolute contraindication, but congestive cardiac failure is a relative contraindication. Hazards আমরা বলেছিলাম হ্যালো, শুনতে পাচ্ছ তোমরা?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Problem? Any problem?
No,
No,
sir.
sir. No, sir.
So in the last class, I described the hazards and complication of blood transfusion. So I am not going into details about this. I'll consider some of the new things. One is called transfusion triggers. এটা বলা হয় যে আমরা কখন, particularly for the correction of anemia, when we'll give blood transfusion. Previously, there was a concept that if the hemoglobin is less than 10 gram per dl, that is, blood has to be transfused to increase the level of the hemoglobin more than 10 gram per dl. That was a previous concept. Now acceptable target is 6 gram per dl. এখন মনে করা হয় 6 gram per dl is enough for the maintenance of the oxygen delivery, and there is no need to give the extra blood, particularly in patients who are not actively bleeding, does not require any major surgery, and are not symptomatic. তার মানে in general, optimum level of the hemoglobin is 10 gram per dl. That was an initial concept, but nowadays 6 gram per dl is considered minimum standard unless there is no active bleeding, the patient is not undergoing to a major surgery, and there is no symptom. সেক্ষেত্রে যদি মেজর সার্জারি না হয়ে থাকে, যদি অ্যাক্টিভ ব্লিডিং না হয়ে থাকে এবং পেশেন্টের যদি সিমটম না থাকে, hemoglobin 6 gram per dl is enough and can be considered as standard and does not need blood transfusion. But higher target values is beneficial. কিন্তু এই 6 থেকে বেশি প্রয়োজন, particularly কয়েকটা ক্ষেত্রে, যেমন if the patient is suffering from cardiovascular disease, if there is severe sepsis, and if there is traumatic brain injury. In this situation, the 6 gram per dl is not enough. So the higher target is essential if the patient is suffering from cardiovascular disease, sepsis, traumatic brain injury. There is another term, autologous blood transfusion. Autologous blood transfusion means transfusion of blood in a person collected, the blood is being collected previously from his own. তার মানে এখন আমি একটা পেশেন্টের থেকে ব্লাড কালেকশন করে রেখে দিলাম, and it can be stored for up to 3 weeks. Within 3 weeks, whenever the patient is undergoing an operation, it can be transfused. This is called autologous blood transfusion. So autologous blood transfusion is the collection of blood for a single patient and retransfusion back into the same patient when required. সুতরাং একটা পেশেন্ট থেকে ব্লাড কালেক্ট করব, it will be preserved, and by this time the volume and other component can be replaced naturally, and this collected blood will be returned back into the same patient whenever the patient is undergoing a surgery. That is, the patient donate his blood 3 weeks before the surgery for retransfusion. So this is called autologous blood transfusion. Another term is there, intraoperative blood. বলো। Up to 3 weeks, 3 সপ্তাহ. By this time, volume will be replaced, protein will be synthesized, and some of the blood component is also reformed. So if we store the blood, this is a theoretical concept. Once it was an view, but nowadays this is rarely performed. So for historical ground, we have to know the term autologous blood transfusion, that is transfusion of the patient wants blood after storing up to the period of 3 weeks whenever patient needs an operation. So this is called autologous blood transfusion. Another term is called intraoperative blood salvage. তার মানে এটা বোঝা যাচ্ছে during operation, suppose there is severe loss of blood, particularly after a very major surgery, after trauma, after operation onto the malignant disease. So if we can collect this blood from this patient and this can be retransfused into the same patient, so we can save some amount of blood. This is called intraoperative blood salvage. Intraoperative blood salvage, also known as the cells salvage, is a definitely specific type of autologous blood transfusion. So intraoperative blood salvage is a medical procedure involving recovering blood lost during surgery and retransfusing it into the same patient. During operation, the lost blood can be collected in a cell saver, a special device, special method, which washes and collect the red blood cell, and this can be returned to the same patient. Definitely, this is an example of autologous blood transfusion. তার মানে ট্রমার সময়, during some disease, during operation, the blood which is being lost is collected, it is prepared and transfused into the same patient. This is called intraoperative blood salvage. So there are definitely some advantages of autologous blood transfusion and intraoperative blood salvage. Here there is elimination of the transfusion reaction. There is no possibility of transfusion reaction because patient receiving his own blood. It can eliminate the risk of transfusion transmitted disease. It can prevent the alloimmunization of the blood cell and protein, initially used in postpartum hemorrhage, in cancer surgery, in major orthopedic surgery. শুনতে পাচ্ছ?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Hello?
Yes, sir.
There is another term, massive blood transfusion. Massive blood. Massive is a bulk, a huge amount. So what is the exact definition of massive blood transfusion? Because in some situation, we have to encounter this massive blood transfusion, and sometimes there is an extra complication and hazards related to massive blood transfusion. Massive blood transfusion, its definition varies. Actually, there is no clean-cut standardization of this term, but commonly massive blood transfusion means transfusion of amount of blood that is equal to total volume of blood of a particular person in 24 hours. একটা মানুষের শরীরে যতটুকু রক্ত থাকে 24 ঘন্টার মধ্যে যদি সেই পরিমাণ রক্ত আমি দিয়ে দিই, then it is called massive blood transfusion. That is transfusion of total volume of blood in 24 hours. তার মানে এই ডেফিনেশন যদি আমি ফুলফিল করতে চাই, so we have to wait at least for 24 hours, but this is not possible or feasible হ্যালো, শুনতে পাচ্ছো?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So,
sir.
massive blood transfusion, it defines in different ways. One of the common perception is transfusion of total volume of blood in 24 hours. That is one. It can be defined in other ways also. Transfusion of more than 10 units of packed red cell within 24 hours. It is also called massive blood transfusion. Or transfusion of more than 4 units of packed cell in 1 hour. More than 4 units in 1 hour. And lastly, replacement of 50% of the total volume within 3 hours. তার মানে আমরা ম্যাসিভ ব্লাড ট্রান্সফিউশন কখন বলবো? যে একটা মানুষের টোটাল ব্লাড ভলিউম যতটুকু পরিমাণ ব্লাড থাকে, if it can be transfused in 24 hours, this is called massive blood transfusion. If 50% of the blood volume is transfused within 3 hours, it is also called massive blood transfusion. If more than 10 units of packed red cell is transfused in 24 hours, or it is transfusion of more than 4 units of RBC in 1 hour. So, in any way, any of these criteria need to be fulfilled to call it massive blood transfusion. So, already we have mentioned the massive blood transfusion. There is life, though this is life-saving, but it can produces a lot of complication. Number one is triad of acidosis, hypothermia, and coagulopathy. Hypothermia alone, electrolyte imbalance, that is decrease in the ionized calcium, hypocalcemia. Potassium may be utilized, so hypokalemia. Due to destruction of the RBC, there might be release of potassium, hyperkalemia. Because of presence of citrate in the anticoagulant, as the anticoagulant, there might be excess citrate and citrate toxicity. Transfusion related acute lung injury, acute renal failure, and in trauma, in addition to the blood transfusion, there may be multi-organ failure, infection, and others. There is another term, balanced transfusion. This is mainly related to treatment of coagulopathy in case of hemorrhage. এক্ষেত্রে transfusion of blood at a balanced ratio of plasma, platelet, and red blood cell 1:1:1 is called balanced transfusion. তার মানে আমরা normally একটা tendency থাকে to give increased amount of RBC in a ratio of 1:1:1. But if we transfuse the blood in a ratio of plasma, platelet, and red blood cell in a ratio of 1:1:1, this is called balanced transfusion. In a sense, it is more efficient to control the coagulopathy and correction of the hemorrhage in a condition of the massive hemorrhage with blood transfusion. So, transfusing blood at a balanced ratio of plasma, protein, and red blood cell 1:1:1 is called balanced transfusion. It can decrease the bleeding better than whole blood or with a blood with a higher ratio of RBC. Patients who receive blood products with a plasma platelet RBC ratio 1:1:1 are more likely to achieve hemostasis than patients who receive blood product with a ratio of 1:1:2. So, in all means, if facilities are available in case of severe hemorrhage in a trauma, we try to give a balanced transfusion for a better control of coagulopathy. Blood substitute. কোনো প্রশ্ন আসে, whenever blood is not being available or its component is not available, is there anything which can be used instead of blood? So really, in a strict sense, there are no blood substitute, or there are no substitute which can replaces the need and function of the blood. So practically, blood and its component can be replaced by only the blood and component. But there is an effort that scientists are trying to build up some components which can be used instead of blood and its other components. So a blood substitute is a substance used to mimic and fulfill some functions of the biological blood, though practically there is no blood substitute. So its aim is to provide an alternative to blood transfusion. তার মানে আমরা যখন blood or its any product will be indeficient, we try to correct it by transfusing whole blood or a particular component of the blood. But there are some efforts that other than the blood and blood component are used in this situation to replace the deficient factors or deficient components. This is called blood substitute. There are main two types of substitute. Number one is plasma volume expander. Number two is oxygen therapeutics. তার মানে whenever there is severe hemorrhage and the patient is taken sometimes to arrange blood transfusion, because blood has to be collected, it has to be cross-matched, screened before giving to the particular patient. এই সময়টা become very much critical, because blood not only supplying the oxygen and other nutrients, but for supply it has to be flowed to the cardiovascular system. Flow করতে হলে হঠাৎ করে যদি blood volume কমে যায়, the blood flow হ্যালো, শুনতে পাচ্ছ তোমরা? হ্যালো,
Yes, sir.
so one type of plasma blood substitute is volume. So in dire emergency, we can give some fluid which can increase and expand volume so that the available blood can be circulated. These are used mainly in a situation before arranging the blood. So আমরা use করি কোনটা? একটা normal saline or Hartmann solution. So these are used as a volume expander. Second is oxygen therapeutics. These are not very available in our country. In some special situation, this can be arranged. A oxygen therapeutics, these are the agents designed to replace the oxygen normally carried by the hemoglobin in red blood cell. Red blood cell যে oxygen carry করে সেটা artificially we can taken into the blood. এটা দুই ধরনের oxygen therapeutics available. One is hemoglobin based oxygen carrier, HBOC, that is hemoglobin like substance that are synthesized and used, which can be function as the oxygen carrier. And second one is the perfluorocarbon based oxygen carrier, PFVOC. So these are a theoretical concept. This is not practically used in our country. It is in a state of research. So blood substitute may be plasma volume expander, it may be oxygen therapeutics. So these are the elements which can be used for one or more component of the blood, at least for temporarily. So in short, these are the ideas regarding the blood transfusion. এখন তোমাদের কোনো প্রশ্ন আছে? Any question regarding blood transfusion? রোল নাম্বার 1 কে 1 বলো যে ব্লাড ট্রান্সফিউশন রিলেটেড এনি কোয়েশ্চেন। অথবা বলো what do you mean by blood grouping, cross matching and screening? এই তিনটা শব্দ বলতে কি বোঝো? ব্লাড গ্রুপিং, ক্রস ম্যাচিং এন্ড স্ক্রিনিং। ব্লাড গ্রুপিং কাকে বলে? বলো। আমরা demonstration of presence of blood group antigen. Antigen মানে a carbohydrate component that going to combine with the glycoprotein of the cell membrane that is different in different RBC. Accordingly, there are mainly two types of antigen. তার মানে আমরা যখন কোনো ইন্ডিভিজুয়ালের RBC is being tested with the antisera that contain the corresponding antibody, by observing the agglutination reaction, we can detect the group of that particular blood. বুঝতে পারছো? মানে একটা ইন্ডিভিজুয়াল একজন মানুষের ব্লাড গ্রুপিং মানে হচ্ছে যে প্রেজেন্স অফ স্পেসিফিক টাইপ অফ অ্যান্টিজেন অন দি সেল সারফেস। কি করে আমরা ডিটেক্ট করব? RBC of that particular individual has to be mixed with the antisera. তাহলে যদি আমরা দেখি এ অ্যান্টিসেরার সঙ্গে রিয়াকশন হচ্ছে, তাহলে ব্লাড গ্রুপ এ, বির সঙ্গে রিয়াকশন হলে গ্রুপ বি, কোনোটার সঙ্গে রিয়াকশন হলে গ্রুপ ও, আর দুইটার সঙ্গে যে রিয়াকশন হয় গ্রুপ এ বি। Could you understand? So this is blood grouping. Cross